Grace left her previous school after her cousin, Peace, revealed her secret to her friends. Grace's father was an unfaithful husband to his wife. He contracted HIV through his unfaithful lifestyle. When he noticed he had contracted the disease, he vowed to transmit it to his wife. He hated his wife for no reason, so he traveled home and made peace with her, who accepted him wholeheartedly and lay with him the same night. This resulted in the birth of Grace.
Unfortunately, 2 years after Grace's birth, her father died. Prior to her father's death, Grace and her mother frequently fell sick, but after her father died, the sickness became worse every day. It was at this time that HIV was confirmed by their doctor to be the cause. The whole extended family knew about it and kept it as their family secret until Peace told their friends. Peace was attracted to Austin, the most handsome and charming guy in their school, but he ignored her. She became jealous when she saw Grace and Austin together and told her friends about Grace's HIV status. This made their friends avoid her, whispering behind her back that she was a wayward person and a pretender. When this was going on, Austin's friends planned to tell him about Grace's status, but since the day they saw Austin kneeling before Grace, no one saw him again in school. They later found out he changed schools, and the day they saw him with Grace was the day he came to collect his transfer letter. Within a short period, the news of Grace having HIV spread throughout the school, and everyone became aware. More people began to avoid her. When her mother heard about this, she quickly transferred her to a new school. On her first day in this school, she met a set of students who called themselves the Kings and Queens. These students saw that she was new and started bullying her, pushing her to kneel and greet them. But someone came from behind and grabbed her by the shoulder. It was Austin, the same class guy from her former school. These students ran away at the sight of Austin because he was stronger than them. After this incident, Grace and Austin became friends, and Austin promised to protect her from the bullies in their school. Along the line, they became lovebirds, always seen together. Austin cared so much about her and did everything to protect her. One day, during a lecture on HIV, a student asked if it was advisable for a healthy person to marry someone with HIV. The teacher threw back another question, asking if a beautiful lady entered the class and her charming nature attracted him, but later found out she was HIV positive. What would he do? Austin shouted from his seat, "I will run for my life without looking back." Grace's heart withered when she heard Austin's response. She felt bad and worst, thinking she knew he wouldn't want to do anything with her again. She took permission from the teacher and left the class, went directly to her hostel, and cried all through the night. After the class, Austin looked everywhere for her but couldn't find her. The next day, everyone returned to class, but no one saw Grace. Austin became more worried and begged her roommates to help him check if she was in her corner. He also gave them a letter to give to her, begging her to come and see him at their usual spot. But none of the girls delivered the message because they were jealous he chose her over them. Austin waited for her to come for days, but she didn't show up or come to class. Grace remained in her corner, crying and refusing to speak to anyone. On the third day, she decided to take her life, feeling people avoided her and the one who made her happy had left her because of her story. She took poison when everyone had gone out, but when she was struggling with the pain, one of the students who intentionally avoided class that day saw her and raised an alarm. She was quickly taken to the hospital. There, Austin came to visit her, but she refused to talk to him or tell anyone her reasons for wanting to take her life. After she was counseled by the physiotherapist and discharged, she returned to school but avoided Austin. She refused to have anything to do with him. Austin tried many ways to get her attention, but she refused to say or do anything with him. When Austin could not bear this anymore, he sent his friends to kidnap her and bring her to his lodge. His friends did as he instructed and brought Grace to his house. There, Austin begged Grace to tell him his offense, and she shouted, "What is the essence of dating you when I know you will still leave me when you know my story? I heard all you said about HIV patients. Well, I have HIV, so you can run and stop the pretense." Austin was shocked, kept quiet, and then made her sit calm. He said calmly to her, "I never meant anything I said in that class. I said those things to mock the teacher because I noticed she knew nothing about HIV and how it's transmitted. I love you, and you having HIV cannot stop me from marrying you. For you to have HIV and still be alive till now means that you are taking your medications as required, and this means the viral load is low, and it cannot be easily transmitted. We can have kids who have no HIV as long as you take your drugs. There are drugs I can take to protect me from the chances of getting the disease from you. Do you know there are other people in our class who have HIV, and none of them tried taking their life after the class because they stayed till the end? And I explained these things to them. What made you think that with all this I know about HIV, I will leave a priceless jewel like you because of a disease that can be managed? I love you and will always do. Please don't try taking your life for any reason in this life. After listening to Austin, Grace became happy, and this gave her hope of living again. She became stronger and less scared of people's attitudes towards her, all thanks to the knowledge she had now about her condition. She and Austin continued their love life.